the first half of 2 was just one of the worst things I've ever seen on film. It was just so terrible. I mean, Anakin is, God, just him and Padme for like the first half of the movie is just terrible. And they have no chemistry. They're both shitty actors. They have no chemistry together. It was painful.
Episode 74, Comically Gaming. Thanks for joining, everybody. What's up,
fellas?
What's up? Want to start the show off this week again. Just reiterating, we got some contests going on. By Halloween at midnight, if you enter our one contest, you can get $20 PlayStation Store credit. Have an additional contest that's up end of this week, if you're listening to this podcast now, to get into an early showing of Thor in Denver. And maybe a meet and greet with yours truly. I know that's going to draw in all the fans.
Oh, yeah.
We'll give you a ride on the scooter.
On this week's show, we discussed the new Stranger Things trailer, the Walking Dead crossovers that are upcoming, the Hulk 3 movie arc that's planned, Destiny 2's endgame issues, the new Mutant trailers, and at the end of the show we go full spoilers on our comic book club this week involving Marvel Legacy #1. So strap in, here we go. How's your week, Corey?
Hey, it's good. What did I do? I watched a lot of Star Wars this week.
Okay.
Watched episodes 1 through 7.5.
Why'd you watch episodes 1 through 3?
Because I don't even really remember those. I think I've seen them all once when I was like 13.
They're not worth remembering. That's why.
I mean,
still
none of them are good. Like, there's still Star Wars. Like 1 and 3 I could sit through, and the second half of 2. I mean, the first half of 2 was just one of the worst things I've ever seen on film. It was just so terrible. I mean, Anakin is, God, just him and Padme for like the first half of the movie is just terrible. And they have no chemistry. They're both shitty actors. They have no chemistry together. It was painful. But I was just watching the rest for a refresher, and then I wanted to watch the Force Awakens again, so I figured I'd just do a marathon and watch all of them. So I'm halfway through the Force Awakens. I would have had to stay up too late last night.
It's a full-time job.
So you like Phantom Menace more than Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
wow. More than 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you stuck me in a room and said you got to watch this movie 100 times in a row, I'd pick episode 2 100 out of 100 times.
They feel like the same to me,
really?
to be honest.
I like
is too much.
He's better than Adult, and he's so terrible.
I kind of agree.
Look, I hate sand. Like,
it's coarse. It gets everywhere.
Little Andy's worse.
I mean, Little Andy sucks too. At least he's like a little kid, so I can give him like, okay, it's just a kid.
Yeah.
Slack. But I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
Oh, geez, that reminds me of a meme I saw about the new Episode 8 trailer where you see Kylo running. Like Kylo flying the ship, and it's like, Grandfather said spinning works really well.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, enjoyed watching Star Wars again. Force Awakens is still my favorite. Just the first half, I love it so much. I can't wait. Can't wait for The Last Jedi. Other than that, I really didn't play any games. Our first, I don't know what topic it is Destiny, and I didn't play any Destiny this week. I I played the Gravity Rush 2 demo because I've been looking for new games, and then I played the Disgaea 5 demo. I really liked Gravity Rush. I'll definitely get that when it goes on sale. Disgaea seemed alright. I feel like I'd want to get that more on the Switch. Like it'd be better as a game on the go. But and then reading, I read. I'm on issue 16, which is the current issue of Paper Girls, and which is really fucking good. And I'm almost done with the Lost Stars, that Star Wars book. So that's pretty good too. That's right.
You've been rocking that thing for months, huh?
I'm a slow reader. I just put it there like 10, 15 minutes before bedtime. Basically, I read it, but it's good. It covers out the original trilogy, so it goes through those 3 movies. So, but it's pretty good. That's about it, I think. We played some games, Wildlands. Yep.
Dirk?
Hey, everybody.
We already passed that part.
I'm going to drink this beer. I didn't do that much. I did a lot of D&D. Surprise, surprise.
Right.
Oh, wait, I possibly got first in everyone's golf. Fingers crossed, Adam's out.
I choked big time. Dude, I was cruising in there 1 through 8 on that course. I had a birdie on each hole. So I was 8 under going into that 9th hole, and I just fucking blew it.
Yeah, I went out of bounds on 3 holes, but never. I had always recovered for bogey on those.
You know what my mistake was? I landed in the sand somewhere, and it was, I guess, deep enough that I needed to use my sand wedge, even though it put the club that I was supposed to use, or they had an auto club or whatever that was on it.
Yeah.
So that I was like, well, shit, if they didn't move me to the sand club, then
sand wedge.
Yeah, the sand wedge, I don't have to move it. So I stupidly did it, and it hit it, went backwards, ended up out of bounds. So I ended up +4 on that hole, and it screwed me completely.
So why don't you take a minute or two? Totally up to you, of course, but elaborate on Dungeons and Dragons. What the stuff that you got going on in the background? What are you knocking out in the middle of the week to get the Labyrinth Lifer set up?
So I mean, as you guys notice, there's it's taking API scripts and putting it into the game setting itself.
Speak English.
Well, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't even know what
API script.
No, maybe Jeff might know. I don't know what it is. It's some sort of programming. I'm basically like copying and pasting, and they're telling me what the effects are when you do that. It resets it, it adds it into the game, and gives you some functionalities that aren't actually built into it originally. So, outside of that, I'm
just finding this stuff on Google, or how do you?
Yeah, you just Google it.
How are you getting the info, Dirk? To
Google. Well, actually, one of the developers at Roll20, I met him because I was looking. There's a bunch of chat rooms in Roll20, and I was looking for an answer to a question, and he hit me up, found me on Discord, and he's been sort of like giving me some guidance on what to do. He's invited me to a few DM games where they just basically have a setting that they work all their codes in and stuff, so you can test that out before you bring it to your game.
That's cool. Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Outside of that, I've just been putting rollable tables in, which is like if you roll a dice for, let's say, a 50 GP gem, it gives you, let's say you have 12 gems in there. It's got descriptions for each one, so you roll a dice, get an 8, and you'll land on a hematite or whatever.
Okay.
So it's stuff that's unfortunately not built into Roll20 that you have to add. I'm sure further down the line they'll add it at some point, but everybody just puts in their tables, the ones that you use the most. I got a minute left. I started reading this. This is book 3 of the Farseer trilogy. I finished that last one.
Your camera's low.
This one here.
Still can just see the bottom of it. Hold it up.
Dirk, your camera's like pointing at your forehead.
Higher.
Hold it to your forehead.
Higher. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Now we can see it. All right.
Yeah. So, I unfortunately gave up on Ready Player One. I got about 2/3 in and I couldn't do it.
Really?
So, yeah.
What's the problem?
Wasn't, man, I don't know. It was like a slog to read. As easy as it was to read, I would read like 2 pages and just drop it.
Wow.
Get disinterested. It just wasn't.
Kill the non-believer.
I'm shocked.
Maybe I won't read it then.
No, don't try it.
You should definitely read it. Don't listen to me. I seem to be the odd person out because it's got a bunch of good reviews and is, in some corners, I guess, almost biblical in its references. But I don't know. I don't know why I didn't connect to it.
Wow, because by the 2/3 of the book, I couldn't put it down.
Dude, I'm telling you, like I really made a concerted effort. I don't think it's anything to do with knocking him, and I don't know. The 80s references got a little bit too much for him. Maybe if I didn't know what those things were that he was referencing.
And when he gets into the more of the Japanese culture, and it was pre-80s, it was just I didn't get those. I just powered through those. So.
Right.
That was the only one I think that I didn't catch on, but most of those I already knew about. So it's almost like people are a guy like double explaining something that you're already familiar with. I don't know. I don't want to knock it because so many people liked it, but it just was not a good marriage for me.
Just push through it. Get through it.
I'll read it. I'll pick it up again. I wanted to close this out because I was, I'm like in the middle of this. That might be why I didn't like it as much, as because I was so locked into this.
Sure.
I just want to close it out. So.
It's hard to read.
That's my week.
Jeff.
Oh, I've been playing a lot of Eve, coming back from East Vegas. That's what I've been doing. It's all encompassing. I think hitting it hard and heavy. I even resubbed my old account that's 10 years old almost too, in preparation for the expansion for the mining changes coming up here in another week or so. And then I fired up some everybody's golf, had to do some practice rounds because it's been over a week since I played. And
you almost beat me.
Oh, dude, that was
The course was hard. I hit 3 triple bogeys in that course.
Yeah.
I was so mad at that
pars
course.
all on the back 9. Pars.
I think the thing that gets me every time, I figured out the one that has a stone arch bridge. I figured out where to hit the ball.
Go up top?
Yeah, I go up top and hit it off there. But the one that has a walkway bridge, it's all over but the crying when I hit that stupid walkway bridge. Because if you don't hit it in a really good lie, you're hitting that goddamn bridge every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was playing tonight. I was playing the tournaments to level up to get to the 3rd boss for rank 4, and I might as well just use a shovel to hit that ball because I was just digging myself. I think I was plus 20 at the end of the round.
Wow, really?
It was bad.
Dang.
Yeah, I used the Sand Viper ball for that, which saved me quite a few times.
Yeah.
I had the approach on that one, but
I
should have used the sand one.
Ball, and it did not work.
I used
that
the grass
one
cutter.
Killed me.
Yeah, the one still.
I use the grass cutter a lot. I like the grass cutter because I find that I don't hit the bunkers as much. What I do like about the rain is that when it's raining, it makes the bunkers hard so you don't get buried in the bunker.
Sure.
and it makes the greens faster. So as much as we complain about how the wind doesn't seem to really... they changed it, though, because the wind is starting to really affect the ball a lot more, I noticed, after these last updates. But, man, when it's raining cats and dogs, that bunker is hard as dirt.
Yeah.
It doesn't bury. So I don't use the Sand Viper as much when I'm playing in the rain. I use that grass cutter.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I just played Sand Viper because we were on the beach course.
I should have. It's smart.
I like
I
the
was not
grass
smart
cutter.
about it.
And I just use the Infinity clubs. I've got those really tuned up. And
Yeah, I have issues with that one because the accuracy bar is...
It's
Now we're on it?
non-existent. Yeah,
Right. Goes a little
That's-
to the right.
You shouldn't do that, Jeff.
What?
If
Yeah.
you're shanking them, you know it's way harder to hit the accuracy on the Infinity clubs.
It is.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
way harder.
It's the only one
I
that's
don't use
elevated.
those.
Yeah, it's the only one that's if you looked at impact, all the
Yeah.
clubs are normal except for the Infinity.
Wow. Because I've been using Infinity since I unlocked it.
Yeah, no,
Well,
those
the
are
thing
hard
is-
to use.
Yeah, if you nail it, yes,
Good,
your
yeah.
results are a lot better. But it's
Yeah,
just
if
hard
you
to
hit
nail.
that third click perfect every time, then they're the best. But if you're not hitting it perfect every time, then don't use those.
I'll have to revisit it then because that's all I've been using. I think I've been doing pretty good, though, for just using those clubs the whole time.
Yeah.
That's about it,
Shut-
though.
All right.
So play Eve. That's all I have to say.
I'm gonna
love
try.
to.
I'm gonna do it.
All right. So my week, everybody's golf. You know, we talked about that. The one thing I didn't want to interrupt you. My question for you guys: when you're unlocking your gallery,
Mm-hmm.
do they show up anywhere besides the opening title screen? Like, I notice there's more people on the opening title screen walking across the background, but like the stands are always empty, and I feel like I'm pretty far in the game at this point. Like, are there ever full galleries in this game ever?
No,
I
I don't.
I
see, I
don't-
mean,
I
I see
don't.
maybe like 25 people total.
Okay.
I don't notice them.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
need
know.
to,
You're farther than me.
they need to build that up, and I feel like, to be honest, we need to do the Rory tour after everybody's golf.
I'll do that.
Yeah, we need to get that done. It's a better game. I like this because it's new, the new hotness right now. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
Rory's a better game.
Is
The-
it? I'll have to
yeah.
buy it.
Yeah, by far. Yeah, and you
I
can
bought
use it-
Shadows of War, too.
They put it on sale pretty cheap sometimes.
Damn you.
That
So-
snuck in. I'm sorry.
No problem. The I'm just looking at the countdown timer on my PlayStation thing for Gran Turismo. We're now less than 24 hours away from Gran Turismo. That's gonna suck up my life once that hits. I got on sale this week. I got Street Fighter V. Finally went low enough. $15 was the price point that I was willing to pay for Street Fighter V, and finally hit that. So I've been playing some of that. That's pretty fun. Also got in the same same sale. Persona 4 Dancing All Night for the Vita. I've been waiting. This is the first week. I've literally, since that game came out, I've been waiting for it to go on sale. It's been like a year and 3 months or something, and it hit, and like, it was funny. So I told the wife, I'm like, hey, I'm going to spend $50 on video games. She's like, no, you're not. I was like, yeah, I already bought Street Fighter 5. She's like, whatever. And then I scrolled down the sale and saw Persona 4. I was like, oh shit, honey, I'm spending
yeah.
another $15 here. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm sorry. But so just started playing that. It's funny. So I literally played an hour and a half in and haven't got to any dancing yet. It's been nothing but story of the kids talking back and forth to each other. But,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
but love the
That's
whole crew.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm down with it. Getting reacquainted with everybody. Happy to see them. Red Marvel Legacy. We're going to be talking about that at the end of the show, and then. The last thing I got is what I put the most time into this week, for sure. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Wow. Fucking, that game is so great. I just love the crap out of it.
Can you
That shit
You
is
do, like,
boring.
brief gameplay synopsis? Like, what's the
You
style?
basically just walk around.
You walk around.
searching for stuff that's hard to find, and then you get into a fight that's terrible, and then you get killed.
Okay.
What kind of battle is
I
it?
can't disagree more with Story.
And then you get killed.
You do walk around looking for stuff, but it's so like their depiction of Norse hell is so awesome to my mind that I just it blows me away. And then the fighting is briefly. Enemies will pop out and start attacking you. You have some real basic kind of heavy light attacks, but there's also like they call it bullet time. So as you build up your attacks against them, you can go into the super slow motion where you're just a killing machine. You just go crazy slicing and dicing these monsters, and just the character design is so cool on the monsters. In particular, this one god that you fight is like this raven god. Creepy as hell. He's totally got man legs, but like his raven upper body, he has a skull for a head, and it's totally his feathers are completely like falling apart and whatnot, so they're almost like dangling on bones and stuff. Totally down. And just they got some really cool puzzles where you're using kind of portals. It's kind of almost like Portal, to be honest, as you're going through this guy's levels, where you'll see these gates that are basically just built out of sticks and whatnot. But when you walk around them, you'll watch the background change as you walk past them. So that if you walk through that, you're in a world that's got different things and whatnot. Really, really cool. So, and I just love the lore is so hardcore. Listening to, there's these little runestones that you can go where they'll talk to you about the Norse hell. And I'm really not very schooled about it at all. So to me, super, super interesting tales and stuff of how those gods fighting each other and what happened and who begat what and all that. And then big twist once you finally get into hell with her, some stuff happens that's nuts.
It's not really hell.
I'm loving the story. The story's so, so cool. I love it to death. So that's what I'm locked in on right now. Hellblade.
I played it for 2.5 hours and couldn't play it anymore. So.
Well, you had your turn to talk shit about Hellblade, and you chose not to. This is
it's because I didn't play it this week.
Totally. Yep. So yeah, that was our week.
All right, news of the week. Number one, Stranger Things 2 final trailer dropped. Looks dope.
Incredible.
I don't really like Eleven's hair.
I actually hated it. I thought when I watched we're actually watching Stranger Things again right now with the kids, and we're through the first 2 episodes. Love it to death. That trailer was like a friggin' Rambo movie or something. It's nothing but like, I mean, just dudes with machine guns and like aggression, and I don't know. Like I want suspense and story. I don't want an action flick.
I meant to watch it again before this, and I didn't. I don't really remember exactly what happened in it, to be honest.
That's great reporting.
The guy from Survive, I guess, released the lead track, the soundtrack. You know, the theme, I guess, for season 2. And it's interesting. It's like it's very bright and sort of happy, but it could be it's still synthesizers, but it's almost like a tempered happiness, like a disturbing happy tone to it.
Interesting.
Let's see.
Yeah, stoked though. Watching the original again, totally fired up for Stranger Things. Ready.
Yeah,
for sure. Number 4. Walking Dead crossover-mania. Are we just talking about the shows?
Everything's crossing over everything, right?
Right. So yeah, the Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead crossing over, and then the game and the comic are maybe crossing over.
Yeah, Kirkman talked at the New York Comic Con about the shows crossing over and was kind of coy, said that there's going to be a character that crosses over between the two, and that's basically all that he said, sort of thing.
But the shows?
Yeah, right. So I'm sure that's a publicity stunt to get people watching Fear.
Yeah.
But that will happen. That'll move them together. But more importantly, as far as you and me are concerned,
Clam.
Climb.
Yeah.
So what do you were the one that kind of alerted me to that. What's going on with that?
Yeah, well, basically at the end of Walking Dead 172, there's in the letters, the letter hacks or whatever, basically what a fan wrote a letter in saying, basically the next season of Telltale Walking Dead is the final season. Is there any chance that Clem could cross over into the comics, because he loves Clem and we all love Clem.
Don't spoil.
I love Clem.
And Kirkman said, the writing room just opened, and that's something in consideration or something along those lines. So, I mean, you would think if they put that letter in there, that
correct. They picked the letters.
They picked the letters.
And the answer wasn't no. Sorry, we're never crossing these over.
Exactly. Right. So big hope for Clem in the books, which would be awesome. So
can't say enough. Jeff, Dirk, you guys ever play Walking Dead, the Telltale game?
No.
I played it for a little while.
No.
Season 1 is one of the greatest video game stories of all time, for sure. And it's short. I'd recommend it. It goes on sale all the time for like $5.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, it's really good. So, yeah, one of the best Walking Dead characters is in the game, which is why everybody wants her to be in the books. So.
Do they sell like lifetime? So I have time in life to play this other game.
Right?
No, I don't think so.
No lifetime.
No lifetime subscription.
Number 3, Hulk. I guess Thor's the first part of a 3-movie arc. I don't know who put this in there, Nate.
I did. Yeah, the article I read was an IGN, and Mark Ruffalo basically came in and said that this is the beginning of a 3-movie arc for the Hulk. That Bruce has got it's a whole new kind of part of his character's progression, where obviously we see the trailer, we spoiled the trailer in the past. Hulk talks in Thor's movie, so different than how we've seen him in the MCU so far, and this is kind of it walks through, apparently the next 3 movies that he's in kind of walk through Bruce's journey into turning the Hulk into a different type of character.
Does it have something to do with the fact that Marvel can't do a standalone Hulk movie, so they're sneaking it in this way?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is great.
Awesome.
I mean, to my mind, put 2 or 3 characters in every movie, slide him into different solo movies, and give him his own arc that way. That's super. That's awesome, because clearly the standalone Hulk movies were terrible for the most part. And so now that he's been good ever since the first Avengers movie, he's my kid's favorite character for sure. And it's because he's awesome in those fights and whatnot. And so, the fact that they can't do standalone movies is a shame. But if they're going to work it in this way, then cool. They figured it out. They figured out how to work it in, and so I'm stoked about that.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're getting some Planet Hulk action. So
yeah, absolutely.
Planet Hulk.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. On number 2, the bullshit of the week. Hashtag not my Iron Banner. Destiny 2 Iron Banner. It's just complete dropped this week, and it's just total bullshit. That's the reason I stopped playing Destiny this week.
Explain what it is, because I saw it, but I didn't.
So there's 2 things you do once you're near max level in Destiny, which is Iron Banner and the Raid. The Iron Banner was PvP. It's the Crucible, and it's once a month or once every other month or whatever. It's competitive PvP, and they factor in your light levels, so everybody who's 300 or whatever are the most powerful people in there. So you work hard to get to 300 so you can beast in the Iron Banner, and then
Can I interject for just a second too? Like, as in the last Iron Banners, until the very end of Destiny 1, I was one of the lower light people in there. But the cool thing was that it dropped awesome stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
you dropped awesome stuff. Yeah, and
Yeah,
if you
like
do
that.
good in the Iron Banner, you get high level gear.
Right.
Good gear that's high level, high light. And this one, the drops you get are just the bullshit purple engrams that you get from every vendor in Destiny that are below your light. So you get no reward for being 300. You have no advantage for spending all that time to get there. And then even if you do win, you don't get jack shit from it. So there's no fucking point. It's just, I don't even know why it's called the Iron Banner, because they took away everything that made it the Iron Banner. Like, it was besides the raid, it was the only thing that could get you raid level gear in the game, and it was PvP. So it was what all the PvP players waited for, was Iron Banner. So I mean, at this point, they've completely gotten rid of that. I mean, and your light level doesn't matter. I mean, people who are 200 are just as strong as the people who are 300, and then you don't get jack shit from it. So I mean, basically, there's just the only point in playing Destiny to get to 300 is to do the raid, and I mean, you'll do that once and it'll be good, but that's it. And then it's just, I don't know, it's bullshit. Everybody's pissed about it. Yeah, I mean,
you know who's not pissed
last
about
year
it?
when Iron Banner came out, me and my roommate would play it 24/7. He's not even playing it, and it's the only game he has. But it's like, it's stupid.
You know who's not pissed about it?
Nate.
The guy who put 20 hours into the game, played through the story, beat it, had a great time defending Earth, unlocking the Traveler's Light, and then having that be the end of his Destiny experience. I had a great Destiny experience.
Well,
6 hours.
I'll agree with that to an extent, because I gotta say, 0 to 265 was incredible. I loved every second of it. But this, I mean, even trying to do this, I don't know. It feels repetitive.
Yeah, imagine going through all that repetitive stuff and grinding your ass off to get to 300 and then getting nothing once you get there, once the fucking Iron Banner comes around. It's so stupid.
Well, and Dirk, for me, it's like, it's not about numbers. It's just about the cool, I want to play the Destiny story stuff forever. I'll get all the expansions, I'll get all the extra games, and as soon as I see through the end of that main game, I'm out at that point. Like, that's my Destiny
that's
experience.
fine. But what they should do is, that's cool. Then they should, if this is the way they're going to do it, you should be able to do the raid after you beat the campaign. They shouldn't make you get 300 at this point, because
that's been the case with all of the Destinies. Yeah.
Well, but not really, because there was other reasons to get to 300. It's the only reason now. So now it's just stupid. It's just the best part of the game locked behind a 40-hour grind, and it's the only thing you can do after that. It's the only thing you get from the grind. You get nothing else. So they may as well just put it at the end of the game and not lock it to the people who don't have the time to put it in. It's stupid.
You just need to go MLG.
Yeah.
Then you won't even care about the banner. You just do regular Crucible, MLG tournaments.
I don't think Destiny's even in MLG.
It is. But yeah, I mean, not to belittle your point, but I do got to say that it is funny from my point of view that the day that you were like, I can't sleep, I'm so bad, blah, 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 and I was just like, I really liked my Destiny. Like, finally, you guys been making fun of me for weeks, and finally, it looks like I was right. I played this game correctly. You guys didn't.
Oh, man.
Well, good for you. All right. Number 1.
Yes.
New Mutants trailer.
This I can talk good about.
Yeah. So yeah, they were saying all along that it was going to be a horror movie. We all thought, I don't know, at least I just couldn't believe that it would be like a full-fledged horror movie. Yeah. And it looks like a straight-up fucking horror movie from the... It doesn't even look like an X-Men movie.
And it's based on the Demon Bear saga?
Yeah, I don't know what it's based on, or I just saw the trailer.
It's 3 issues from 1984. It's an arc. But it's going to be awesome. that article that says that they have they're looking at doing a trilogy of X-Men horror films.
Mhm.
That's incredible, man.
I thought it just said Marvel horror films. I didn't think it said X-Men.
Horror trilogy of horror infused X-Men films.
Okay.
And they're going to use that. I know y'all like those movies. I couldn't stand them towards the end, but this, I didn't like Apocalypse or Days of Future Past.
Shit was good.
But this, I'm totally in on. If they do that, if it is what it looks like, I'm totally in on that.
I'm with you on those last couple X-Men movies, Dirk.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't awesome, but they were good. I thought they were awesome, actually.
To me, I put them in that mid-range of better than the DC movies, better than Fantastic Four movies, better than Spider-Man 3. Like, when I walked out of those movies, it was serviceable.
I actually put it on par with Spider-Man 3, to be honest. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't. But, but I put them in that second echelon. You know what I mean? Like, there's the movies that I walk out of going, wow, that was great. And then there's the next movies that were like, okay, that was a fun afternoon, and it didn't make me mad. And
the first two I love.
Yeah, first two are good.
The first two I love.
I don't know. Have you watched them lately? I went back.
Yeah,
I
watch them every time they come on.
I just watched X-Men today, and I was just like, it's not as good.
I mean, again, I think they're all serviceable. I put them all in that kind of mediocre, like, I enjoyed my afternoon. I didn't think too hard about it. Sat back and watched the X-Men fight.
But this looks a lot more interesting. I think this is a step in the right direction, for me at least.
So I'll be honest, I always seem like Nelly negative on this show, but I watched it the first time. I was like, wow, that really blew me away. That was a horror movie. The second time that I watched it, and really, the only things that they show that to me it's like hallways of institutional settings with flickering lights, and then faces smashing through plastic walls. Right? Like, to me, like, that stuff's been done to death. So I don't know. It really, just watching that again didn't do it for me. But I for sure would rather have them try something different than just make another X-Men movie. So I'm excited to watch it, to see what they do with it. I'm down with horror movies. I'm down with X-Men movies. So put the two together. Let's get it on. But the actual trailer itself, when I watched it the second time, there was nothing in there that was like, whoa.
Right. I didn't think the trailer was. I didn't watch it and think, man, that's going to be awesome. I thought, wow, that's crazy. They actually are making like a horror movie.
Yeah.
But it didn't. Nothing in that trailer showed me that it was going to be an awesome movie.
Right.
It could be bad. I mean, we have no idea to tell from that.
It could. It's a trailer, so.
Right.
You never know.
But I do. I like that I'm going to see these characters on film. With the exception of Cannonball, which I could do without for the rest of my life. But everybody else.
Do you know the list of characters? Like, I know that Maisie Williams is Wolfsbane, but nobody else. I didn't know who.
Magic's in it. Magic, Sunspot, Mirage, Cannonball, Wolfsbane. So pretty much that New Mutants lineup.
Is Magic the blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Colossus's sister.
Who's the kid? Colossus. Yeah, I know. Yep. Who's the kid from Stranger Things?
It's probably Sunspot. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I saw that there was a new Stranger Things trailer, but I watched the X-Men first, and I thought I might have clicked on the wrong trailer because I saw him, and it didn't seem like an X-Men movie to me.
He's not Sunspot because he's the one that walks up to that washing machine where the flame who I assume is Sunspot, is in the washing machine.
Okay.
There. So you don't know who the actors
are? No, okay. I watched it once, but I will say this: have you noticed, like, since Stranger Things has come out, there's been a few movies like sort of adopting that style. Like, It is kind of doing that.
Of course.
And then now this.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Wolfsbane, Sunspot, who else?
Magic. Mirage and Cannonball.
I guess I don't know Mirage or Cannonball.
Mirage, I don't. Cannonball, I know from X-Force. He had like a bad Southern accent. He's the guy that...
What's he do? What's his skill?
The second half of his body turns into a rocket sort of thing. He shoots across the sky.
He's like a
terrible.
cannonball.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's awful.
All right.
He's awful.
Does he have like hard skin or something too? Like when he
No,
hits something?
no.
He just
He basically
projectile?
shoots. Yeah, he's...
Just
turns
splatters
into
when he
like
hits
an
stuff?
asteroid, basically.
How about Corey? Do you know Mirage?
Nah.
No. Okay.
Mirage, I don't remember. But they said that this trilogy, they want to base it off of Bill Sienkiewicz and Chris Claremont's run from the 80s. So that has me interested, because I love Bill Sienkiewicz. I mean, that's the dude that did the... he does that really, really dark art style. He did Arkham Asylum. He's incredible. If you haven't seen any Bill Sienkiewicz, check out his stuff.
I read Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, he's...
I'll Google after the show, see what else I read in there. That's cool.
All right.
All right, we
That's it.
Sweet.
That's your news of the week.
Nice.
good? Okay, we're the part of the show here. We like to give the love back that was given to us. We normally get to other people's YouTube channels, people who have subscribed to us this week who also have YouTube channels. We go through, we watch them. If it's kind of makes sense, is the same type of content or whatnot that we cover here, then we'll give a quick shout out each week to those guys. So if you're watching the video version, go in the description and you will there'll be links there for you to click on and go subscribe to their channel. So appreciate it, everybody. Appreciate all the new subscribers. I know we got a lot more that don't share the subscriptions. We're growing and we love y'all. So this week I wanted to talk to, he's actually not a new subscriber, but I had a really long, nice conversation with MF Kenny, FNS Rambo Gaming. Me and Kenny went back and forth on Twitter just talking about how's the right way to kind of build the community around YouTube, how to get into people's other channels, actually watch their videos, have a comment that doesn't just say nice vid, which I actually appreciate those too, because any comment's a good comment as far as YouTube's concerned for sharing you. But it is cool that, week after week when people comment on our videos, and I'll go back, check out some of their stuff, comment back into them, and then just over time building relationships with people is awesome. You know what I mean? I'm got all kinds of friends that I didn't have a year ago now because of what we do here. So anyways, it's great talk. Appreciate that, MF County.
Nice.
No. Okay. Yep. And I got re-geeking.
And I got the Grim Blitz.
Last but not least, digital and dice.
All right, and every week we pick a name of the week just based on nothing other than us reading through the names there. I think this week I got to give that to digital and dice.
Same.
Vote
2.
For the lifers, yep, digital and dice.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
Huh?
And I, to be honest, I've been busy. I did not get a chance to check out their content yet. I do know that they also do a podcast. I saw them on iTunes.
Oh, really?
Not just
Of
on
a game?
YouTube.
You know what they're playing, huh?
They call it the Digital and Dice Podcast. So I don't know if it's like a discussion about games, video games, and D&D. Or what. I really have no idea. But I'm going to check it out in the next couple weeks. I just subscribed to them today, so we'll
sweet.
I'll report
Nice.
back later if it's super duper
Report
awesome.
back.
Sweet.
Duper awesome.
All right. And as always, find our show on YouTube at youtube.com/GCandC. Follow our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and directly at gcandc.podiant.co. Visit our website, gamescomicsandculture.wordpress.com, and email us, gamescomicsandculture@gmail.com.
Also, you can find us on Twitter at GCandC, and individually we're on Instagram.
DARTH_NAR.
At CJ Closter, KLOSTER.
At Sonar God, SONAR G0D. I still have a hard time spelling it. Every
And you can
week.
find Blinsky at MOSSQUATCH.
If it's not fun, there's no Blinsky.
We're on Instagram at Games, Comics, and Culture. And you can join our Facebook group by searching for Games, Comics, and Culture. No commas.
And we have a Discord channel at GCandC. And always, we ask this every week, but just $1, support us on patreon.com/GCandC. And as always, thanks you to Fred Thomas for our opening music and Xee Reiter for the logo.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
And that is it.
For
And I still can't spell my fucking Twiddle handle. I don't know why. Every time. Twiddle. Fucking Twiddle.
All right, so one more. I just want to throw one more shout out to our contest. We have a contest going, $20 PlayStation credit. I guarantee if you enter this contest, these will be the greatest odds of any contest you've ever been in your life, for sure. So, yeah, go to our website to get all that information. That's gamescomicsandculture.wordpress.com. You'll see it all there. So we're going to go full spoilers. This week we're going back to the Comic Book Club. Marvel Legacy #1 is the book. And the next week we're going to also do, I think we got 3 weeks of CBBC in a row. Corey's picks next week. What we got, Corey?
The Realm #2.
The Realm. I
May as well read #1.
Yeah, I totally done #1, so looking forward to that. So yeah, read
sure.
up on that before next week, everybody. If you're checking out, if you don't want the Marvel Legacy spoilers, thank you for watching. This has been Comically Gaming, episode 74. Appreciate y'all.
Later.
Later.
Welcome, everybody. It's our weekly comic book club. This week we are handling full spoilers. As always, this week we are handling Marvel Legacy #1. I'm not sure why I decided to do this, but I wanted to give them one more shot.
So did I.
I'll just lead it off. I do have some positives. Let me say this. What did you guys think about it?
I thought it was totally boring.
Yeah.
I read halfway through on the first day because it's pretty long. I was happy with how long this first one is. But man, I had no desire to pick it up and finish it off after taking a break halfway through.
I'm not.
If I had to say good comments, it would be like I do like kind of the choice of characters that they picked. It is kind of fun to see some of these guys who weren't really an emphasis in what's the last one called? Secret Empire.
Right.
But yeah, story was a snoozer.
Yeah.
Corey,
I mean, it's
what
just
do you
as...
think?
Yeah, Corey, hit it up.
No, I agree. I don't know. I read this like 3 weeks ago, so I read 2 or 3, whenever it came out.
Your boys are back in there. You got to be happy about that.
Yeah, Fantastic Four's back. That's awesome. I mean, hopefully they have a good book. I'll read that for sure.
Corey, it's called show prep, and if you don't do it, you got to at least lie and pretend like you did.
Well, I mean, who else did they bring back? Wolverine?
Yeah, Wolverine at the end.
Yeah.
Wolverine, I knew that. So I knew the rest was boring, and
Right.
I did not want to continue reading Legacy. So
Yeah.
I don't know what else happened in it.
I mean, I did like the that early the BC Marvel characters a little bit.
Team.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. The Deadpool stall scene was cool.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And the appearance of Fantastic Four was good. Outside of that, I mean, it's so manufactured and just it's the same thing over and over again. Everybody gets real excited about one bad thing that's happening. They throw all these characters together, some campy dialogue, and you're almost guaranteed that when this series ends, it's going to be at the same way it started. I mean, there might be one or two characters that have changed, but that's it. And it's almost, I feel like they're sort of ripping DC off with their Rebirth thing.
Yeah, Rebirth was more. I didn't read much Rebirth, to be honest. I read the Batman titles, and then that was it. I did like those Batman books.
Yeah.
That being said, like, it did have critical acclaim. Everybody was acting as though Rebirth was like, ever since the New 52 bombed, that Rebirth was actually the good relaunch.
Yeah.
And that's what I've heard, is that this is kind of aping that, but definitely not as successfully.
Not in content, yeah.
To be honest, like, from my point of view, I come from a place where I didn't get in depth with any of that stuff, and even so, to me, like, this is the follow-up to Secret Empire, kind of, and even that wasn't good to begin with. So this did nothing to kind of change my mind that, how Secret Empire ended was dumb. And, this kind of just picks up right there. And so it is, we said it a couple weeks ago or whatnot. I actually have been surprised at some of Marvel's great content with the Guardians of the Galaxy and Jessica Jones and whatnot, right, going on. Yeah. But these main stories, crossovers, definitely not doing it for me right now.
It's just so boring. It's like you said. I mean, it's just, man, there's just too much good stuff out there to read, to waste my time reading this. That's what it boils down to. I mean, if you don't start putting up the good content, and what's infuriating about it too is that Marvel has great characters. There's this whole history of stuff to pull from and to use, and instead we get these bland, boring, massive crossovers and then they force you to buy everything to connect into it. It's just it's tech.
That formula really is a turnoff. Also, like, to me, you can look at Marvel's whole deal since I kind of got back into comics a couple years ago, where there's 5-story arcs, and then either a standalone story or a crossover book, and in their crossovers force you to buy everything across the crossover, and will interrupt, if you pay for a subscription in that particular book as a part of the crossover, then it interrupts your regular story for a couple months.
Right.
What I mean? And it's just, like I say, I don't read a ton of stuff that's not Image, but the Image does it the right way,
Right. No crossover.
No crossovers, period. The artists and the writers stick together throughout the whole books. It's just it just seems like it's actually respecting the audience more. Where the Marvel thing is like a very...
The audience and the creators, they give them time if they need it to release a book, and we're totally cool with that, waiting for a book, and when we know it's going to be good, instead of waiting for a shit book to come out on time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Marvel also makes of it being counters in a room trying to, like, make a formula to sell stuff. And in other forms of writing aren't like that,
Right. Yeah. And so with Jessica Jones being what it is, absolutely a standalone book in Marvel's catalog, why don't they just start an adult line that I would actually be into? Because it's not like they're holding back and saying, well, we can't do this because kids read our books. Because they're doing it with Jessica Jones. You just put the deterrent on the cover, the warning, and put it out. I don't know.
Well, and even, Jessica Jones is somewhat adult content, although I kind of disagree. Right. There's nothing in there that I wouldn't let my kids read. But
there's some cursing occasionally, but,
Occasionally, right. But, I feel like they could have, again, that same approach with their other books, and even Jessica Jones fell into the formula a little bit as far as it has to be this many books long, and then you swap over to the next arc, and then that has to be this many books. They're just, what Jessica Jones is doing is sticking the same artists and writers together. You know what I mean? For long enough. That's the one surprising thing, and it seems like that's because that's their all-star team, like, requesting it.
Right,
it doesn't sell much, so we'll see how long it stays that way.
Well, that's Bendis probably just getting his wish. But I could see a ton of books fitting into that. That if they did an imprint separate with Jessica Jones, you could do a Punisher title, you could do a Ghost Rider title. stuff that would Moon Knight. Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah.
It's just I think they're missing out on some big opportunities to chase this dollar that they're never gonna get.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I wish I would have. I'll end it on this. I wish I would have picked that Jessica Jones issue because I'm stupid. After reading it, I was like, I feel like an idiot.
It cracked me up that you picked this book. We all thought that Secret Empire was bad, and then the next thing you picked was Marvel's next big thing.
I knew it.
I was shocked.
You know what
you
it
were
was,
telling us
though?
about a lot of good books.
But it's not. This book is. I wanted to read this one too because it's not. There's not going to be a Legacy number 2. It was the one shot, like the introduction to all the new Legacy books. It's not like the start of a big arc. So I wanted to see their big intro to Legacy or whatever.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I thought this was the first book of.
No, it's not. That's why I was down to read this one because I just wanted to see where they were going to go with Legacy. But
also, I mean,
titles.
There was a lot of reviews out there that gave it good reviews.
Really?
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. I think IGN gave it a good review.
I mean, if that's the case, after you guys say that, like, there's not a single one of those characters am I like, man, I want to go buy that book.
Right.
Not one of them, you know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I did like seeing an Eternal in there. That was cool.
Yeah.
But I think there's some stuff coming up with the Infinity Gems too. That's gonna kick off at some point. So they started it in Guardians of the Galaxy, but hinting at it. We'll see. Do it right, Marvel.
Do it right. We love it. We love these characters. We love.
They're not gonna. Right. I think they just shown us that they're not gonna. I'm giving up. But,
all right.
Done with Marvel, done with Destiny. My whole life is just making changes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. All right, that's Comically Gaming, awesome. Episode 74. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Read the Realm. Yeah. I think next week. I think our review of the Realm is going to be positive.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right, guys.
Got it.
All right.
See you next week.
Later.
Later.